All right, today we're going to dig into a recent status report from Flux Point Studios about their atom trading platform. And this one was unusually honest. They faced some major hurdles lately, and we're going to break it all down. What went wrong, how they're fixing it, and most importantly, what's next?
And let me tell you, they weren't kidding. The report kicks off with this exact line, and it really sets the stage. This is not your typical polished corporate apology. No, this is a raw, direct, here's what broke kind of update.
So, what was the no bullshit problem? Well, it was a combination of a few different issues that all piled on top of each other, creating a perfect storm that hit users in ways that, in their own words, were absolutely not okay.
It really comes down to three big things. First, and this is the big one, people's money was literally getting stuck. Second, the automated trading bots started going rogue, behaving in really weird ways. And third, all of this was happening while the platform's foundation was crumbling. Let's dive into each of these.
Okay, first up, the issue that gives everyone nightmares. People's money getting trapped during a trade with no way to get it back.
So, the culprit was a nasty little thing called the inline datum bug. In simple terms, when you were trading on some of the older legacy decentralized exchanges, a piece of bad data could get attached to your transaction. Think of it like putting the wrong key in a lock. It just jams the whole mechanism. So here's how it would play out. You'd go to make a trade, this faulty data would get attached, and poof, the trade just freezes. It gets stuck in the doorway. It can't go forward and it can't go back. And the worst part? Your funds didn't bounce back to your wallet. They were just stuck, left in limbo right there on the blockchain.
So, if having your funds stuck wasn't bad enough, imagine this. At the exact same time, other users are watching their trading bots just go completely haywire. Talk about adding fuel to the fire. This was all because of something they're calling the dual loop bug. The best way to think about it is like this. Your bot was supposed to have one brain, right? The smart team mode AI doing its thing. But because of a bug, it suddenly had two brains running at the same time, and they were fighting each other for control. It's like having two drivers trying to steer the same car. And here's the absolute kicker. This second rogue brain, it didn't care about any of your safety settings. All those rules you carefully set up, like your min-buy confidence, totally ignored, thrown right out the window. This led to the bot making all sorts of crazy, unexpected trades that you never would have approved of.
And just when you think it couldn't get any worse, the entire foundation of the platform was crumbling. We're talking crashing connections to the blockchain, dashboards that wouldn't stop restarting, overloaded databases, the works. Now, this stuff didn't lose your money directly, but it made using the platform an absolute nightmare. Everything just felt broken.
Okay, so that was the perfect storm, a complete mess. But it's not the failure that defines a project, it's how they bounce back. So let's talk about the fix. What did they actually do to make this right? For that stuck money problem, the fix was, well, pretty brutal and effective. They just shut it all down. All those old legacy V1 DEX routes that were causing the bug, gone, disabled, permanently. They cut the problem out at the root, so it can never, ever happen again. And what about the rogue bots with two brains? The fix there was just as direct. They rewrote the logic to make sure a bot can only have one brain at a time, period. If it's in T mode, it's only in T mode. The two processes are now completely separate, which means your settings, your rules are always in charge. And finally, that crumbling infrastructure. They went in and did a total overhaul. Their goal, and I love this phrase, was to make the system boring and predictable, in a good way. They sorted out the database issues, ripped out bad code, and built in way more checks and balances. The whole thing is just solid now. All right, so the platform is stable, it's secure, the holes are patched, but that leaves two huge questions. What about the people who got hurt by all this, and where do they go from here? And let's be real, this first question is the only one that truly matters to the people who were affected. It's great that the bug is fixed, but what about my money? Their answer could not be more clear. They are directly refunding every single user who was impacted by this. They've already identified all the affected wallets. You don't have to file a support ticket. You don't have to fill out a form. If your funds got stuck, they know, and they are making it right. 100%. Every single person affected by that critical bug is getting their funds back. That is a huge statement and a powerful commitment.
Okay, so that brings us to the next big question you're probably asking yourself. Is it actually safe to use Atom now?
And the short answer from them is yes. The specific bugs that were locking funds and making bots go crazy, they're gone. Not just patched, but the entire pathways that allowed them to have happened have been ripped out. The platform is without a doubt more secure today because it went through this ordeal.
This quote from their report really sums up their whole attitude now. It's no longer just about fixing a mistake. It's about using that pressure, that fire, to forge something way stronger. And that's really what happened here. This crisis forced them to burn away all the fragile parts of their system and build something truly robust. Yeah, it was painful, but the result is a platform that's now actually ready for some major growth. And that growth is coming up fast. They're not just limping back from this, they're sprinting forward. They are already gearing up for a huge multi-chain expansion. We're talking Solana and Base, and get this, the rollout could start as early as next week. Which really leaves us here. Look, any platform can fail. What really matters is how they handle it. And their response, the brutal honesty, the surgical fixes, and the 100% refunds, that says a lot. They didn't just survive this, they used it to forge a stronger foundation. So the real question now is, with this newly battle-hardened platform, just how big are they planning to go?